I have a new makeup artist crush. Her name is Sophia, and she did this beautiful work of art along with so many beautiful works of art. So let's see what I can get up to. So it's very pastel. There is some depth, but to get that really bright purple, we are definitely going to start with a white eyeshadow base. I'm going to mix in a lavender liquid shadow, but liquid shadows, they tend to dry down, and I don't want that because I want to layer the shadows as well. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but I have to kind of set the scene here, if you will. Now, one thing about the way that I teach makeup is feral before fabulous. I feel like I haven't said that in a while. So bring that base over this way, bring it over this way, because we can tidy up everything later. Precision can be so difficult, but knowing how to clean up later, so much easier. I'm gonna take that same brush and I'm gonna start, we're gonna definitely layer shadows, but this gets us on our purple path. Oh, and this kind of segues into where I was trying to explain earlier, but jumping ahead. This type of liquid shadow is going to completely dry down, but the base underneath here, this white one, is not. I don't want it to dry down because I want to layer the shadows on top of it as the base is still nice and tacky. Not only is it going to give it more pigment, but it gives it a lot of dimension, and I just feel like it looks less flat. Now, I'm not going to worry too much about the lid space. Glitter is going to go there in a second. And also, I'm not going to worry about it too much here because I'm going to put liner there anyways. So remember, it's going to look really chaotic. How gorgeous is this? This is a party that I want to go to. I'm going to hop here, 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗬. I'm going to start to pack that into the socket here. Just pack it in there. And I'm just going to hop back in and I'm going to keep packing. Really press it into that base. So the shadow definitely comes out this way, but I know there's quite a bit of a pink drape, so we'll stamp blush here later to transition. I am going to grab a little bit of a light lavender just to soften the edges, but I know that what we're really seeing is a drape, which I'm very excited about. We'll do a little bit of this pink shade in here. Just stamp it there, and I'm gonna stop it about right here where I'm not gonna be able to reach it in a minute. Okay, we are on the right track. I was looking at the picture. I can't decide if it's a little bit of a cut crease, so I might take some of that white base and just carve here, and then the glitter. How do I want to do this, my friends? I'm just gonna go ahead and carve it. Get out of here. But we're stopping here. Now stamp your edges. Just kind of melts the two together. Not gonna worry about this, we want that defined, but over here, I'm gonna add a little bit of a darker purple, but it does help to stamp it. We're almost to the liner, but I'm going to kind of set right through here with some ColourPop Tassel. If you've been with me for a while, you know that me and ColourPop Tassel are best friends. We go way back. I think that, yeah, I tried it the year it came out. I remember ColourPop in 2014, they released the first thing that they ever released would have been these, and I fell in love with this instantly. Now we need just a really classic dark purple. We're gonna connect that here. And it's almost time for the liner. We will do the glitter last. Notice I'm still using the side of the brush to get as much pigment and to make sure that this is nice and smooth in that base. I'll take a little black eyeshadow, just a little bit. See how I'm kind of applying it at an angle? Then we're gonna grab that same purple and that's gonna go on top, and then we're just gonna have a really nice dark smoky purple. We're still gonna do gel liner, but this kind of creates that smokiness at the lash line. This is definitely a job for some gel liner and an 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗬. Now, Keep in mind, glitter's still gonna go through here, so if you see creasing or any of that jazz, it's okay. And I'm trying to keep the wing a little skin deep. Hey, Jean. You'll hear it snorts and such. A goblin is in my room. These are just hanging on by a thread. Ooh, my under eye does look nice and hydrated. Micellar water on a C30. There's still a little bit of white left in there. The white base, if you see that, if you see some goopy white, that's what's going on there. Case in point. But that's okay, because I just need to tidy up this wing a little bit. Now, we still have a lot of stuff to do to the eye, but I want to do the glitter later. I think it's really pretty because it kind of looks like it's falling down on her face, or she has on a glitter spray. Either way, I'm just gonna do it later. But let's get our Lily Lashes self-adhesive lashes on. I'm doing Wild Child today, and they're perfect for this look. I'm trying this primer out today. I'm excited. I'm gonna do 2 pumps. They're very tiny, so that is something to keep in mind. Still love my skincare brushes, by the way. And I'm gonna let this dry down at least a minute. Ooh, it feels like a serum. Y'all know how much I love serum primers, or using serums as primers. Let's see. It smells very, very light, by the way. Oh, I like where this is headed. I want to use my Ilia stick today. I feel that if you have oily skin and you want to try a stick foundation, even though I'm balanced to dry, this just doesn't have that slip that some foundation sticks tend to have. So I wanted something with a little bit more, I can't think of the word, but y'all can think of it for me. I don't know, I love this stick. This is probably one of my favorite foundation sticks ever. I don't use it a lot, and I don't know why. I'm gonna put it out here on my desk. Oh, it looks so good. And then just, I also like that I'm just kind of holding it and I'm able to build it up and layer it so easily. I'm gonna grab a little bit of the foundation stick on the C32. Just melt these edges. I'm so excited to kind of show you all the finishing touches to this look. We're gonna do a lot more to it. It's really, really fun. It's basically painting here in a second. I'm very excited about all the layering. But first, we gotta do a little bit of our detail work. So this is my summer shade. You can see it's a little too dark for me. So what I'll do is just put a little bit of this blue strategically. Remember, I'm gonna put concealer here and here and here and even here, but I probably won't put it here. And I'm trying to think about where else I'd want to correct it. Yeah, I feel like that's fine. And blendy, blendy, C42. And remember, bronzer is gonna go everywhere else. I just feel like right there was kind of showing that it was too dark for me. So we'll just brighten that up a little. Color correct. I'm gonna pull purple, especially underneath my eye. So I'm gonna use my favorite corrector of all time, Cali Ray Cool Sunrise. Jean's taking a bath. Remember that goblin I told you about? Ooh, that's nice. And then I definitely want to do bright through the center, but because the eye sits in a little bit further on just about everybody because we're human, and that's cute. But what can happen if we try to just add extreme brightening concealer right on top without some balance underneath? That's when we can get patchy, so we can turn gray. That's just when we sometimes don't enjoy it the same way. So a little balance first. Now we brighten. And this all sits out further, aside from my dimple, but we should be okay. But this doesn't kind of go in. You see how our eyes underneath here, they tend to go in. That is when you need the color corrector so it doesn't turn gray. These high points are really, really high. They're not sunken in, so that's why we don't have to worry too much about color correcting. highlight. C32 concealer brush, the best concealer brush in the history of concealer brushes, according to me. And I'm just gonna start to melt this in. I do like to look up because I feel that just the same way when we do our liner sometimes, or when an artist asks us or does our eyeshadow or anything, they have us look up, they have us look to the side. And I feel that when we're doing our own makeup, we sometimes don't think of that. So especially when you're blending concealer, just take a second and remember to look up. It actually can make a difference on how we work that concealer in. Remember that E26, it still has a little bit of the black on it, but I did pick up a little bit of purple shadow, and we'll just run that underneath here. Now this is going on before we set, and whenever I want the most amount of pigment from a product, I'm gonna reach for the C43. That is gonna look so pretty with the purple. And we're just pouncing it like we would a sponge. Woo, that's smooth. Okay, we're on the home stretch. We're gonna use our brightener as a base. This one right here, the LA Girl, love this one. We're using this as a base for our blush, and I just wiped off the same C43. And we're just gonna get this nice and smooth. And I'm so excited to use this blush because it's called Incandescent, so it's going to glow anyways. I know it's gonna be wildly pigmented, so I'm gonna pick it up on a C41. Oh, I'm afraid, okay, I think we'll be good. And then I'm just gonna start to press that. And I feel that when we do this technique and just kind of layer it on top of the shadow, it just creates this most flawless blend. So I'm just gonna take my time, build this up slowly, and that lighter base underneath is going to make this pop even more, just like we mentioned with the white eyeshadow. So if you ever want your blush to pop, use your brightener as a base. Ah, this is so pretty. And then we can take it over this way too. Now we're almost ready for the glitter and the rhinestones. Before we move on, I did grab a little bit of the blush on the angle of this brush. That's why we like angled brushes, y'all. All right, let's go ahead and set, and then we'll do the rhinestones and the glitter. I just love how this powder blurs and melts everything together. Nice. POV lip pencil. This is the shade Charred Cider, and then we're gonna do a super sparkly gloss. One of my faves, actually. So I'm just gonna start placing them. Let's do the purple ones out here. And I just have a little nail art tool, and I got these rhinestones from Amazon. Woo, let's go. I probably don't have the exact same color that she has on, but I'm not gonna be upset with these. These are pretty. They are purple, and then we'll do the pink over this way. And now I'm just gonna alternate in between sizes. I have different size pink ones. I had different size purple ones too. So we're going to open this one. They aren't the same color pink, but again, we're just having fun. And then I already kind of placed the glue. That way it's drying and ready to grab our rhinestone. Disclaimer, this is not eye safe. Just about any glitter of that intensity is not eye safe. So do keep that in mind. And you're wondering, why are we putting it on our eye? I don't know, it's what we do. And I'm using a really wet eyeshadow base, but there's a lot of affordable brands that actually make a glitter glue. And yes, you still saw that creasing. I know you did, you little rascal. It's totally fine. I knew I was gonna be covering it with glitter, or I would have pressed shadow into it so it didn't crease. All right, got this ready. Ooh, this brings back some memories. Okay. I am going to shut my eye as I press this on. Also, press your glitter on. Don't rub it in. It's just going to dull the sparkle. I'm still going to add more rhinestones, but I forgot to do this. So let's get this on. Press, 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 press. And I'm just going to keep packing this on, and I like the fallout. Oh, and do be prepared for something like this to happen. One thing glitter's going to do, it's going to escape and wreak glitter havoc. We're going to top it with Queen Cosmetics Electric Gloss. This one's super holographic. Oh, that's a party I want to go to. All right. Oh, that's so pretty. This is our finished look. I hope that y'all enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed painting it. Sophia is such an amazing and inspiring artist. I'm sure that you're already following her, but if not, you better be following her. I'm excited to create more of her looks. All right, I love you all so much. I love you with all of my heart, and until the next video, bye for now.